So the next client we're going to is actually my dad's house. So it's the house I grew up in.
He says that concerned about the lights, that they go on and off by themselves.
So we're gonna go over to Dad's house and investigate it.
There was rumors that the house had spirits in it.
The team investigates a location that is linked to one of their very own.
Used to have a radio up in the bathroom upstairs and it would come on by itself.
Down in the basement, and I got a very, not super heavy feeling, but it was kind of a little bit more difficult to breathe.
The supernatural hotspot of the evening is quickly located.
Well, this is an experience.
A lot happened down there.
Basement and the room with the car.
Did you feel that?
Yes, I felt that.
When I did it, I felt it vibrate.
Oh my god.
When an old car is entered, it triggers a strong reaction.
Close down if you need to, because this is what we need to work on, because we can't have you come overwhelmed.
I know.
I'd also noticed that a couple investigations, Mary would get overpowered by something.
Does the team's findings address some concerns?
Sort of eased my mind about it. Sure, I'm not going insane.
A couple overly strong spiritual reactions prompts an urgent meeting.
There's a few things that I noticed and kept track of that we needed to review. It can't be on everywhere you go.
I feel like I've learned a lot today, and I don't want to screw it up and do something wrong.
Yeah.
Interesting to see.
I'm not alive. I'm not alive.
Alright, so for this investigation then, you made the initial contact then to the client. So what information can you share with us? What notes?
Okay. I've gotten some information from the client that, you know, I'm curious to see how it will pan out. Steve Niven, your father.
So the next client we're going to is actually my dad's house. So it's the house I grew up in. It's actually a really quiet house activity-wise, but there has been some things that go on, like TVs and radios turning themselves on and off, and toys, and then lately our Christmas tree has been turning itself on and off this past season. So we're going to go in with Paranormal Endeavors and kind of check it out.
He says that concerned about the lights, that they go on and off by themselves, and he especially noticed this around Christmas time. Because he had a switch for the tree, but the switch, I asked him, well, do you have a dog or anything? He has a dog. And I said, well, could the dog be, you know, button the switch? And he says, the switch is too high for the dog to get to. And so he doesn't know why the lights would turn on and off. And And there's been other places where he's noticed lights too that have been.
Yeah, and see if we can find anything, if there is anything there. Mostly my mom has had experiences in the house, so she has a little bit more information, but I think that because it's been personal experiences to her. So we're gonna go over to Dad's house and investigate it. Can you tell me a little bit about like when we moved in?
Let's see, it would have been 23 years ago, because your brother was 2 when we moved into the house. Bought it from an estate. There was rumors that the house had spirits in it. Flying books and ladies in rocking chairs and mysterious things would happen, and I never witnessed any of those things. Your dad had a hold of my thumb and he was bending it backwards. He was in diabetic shock, and I turned the other way and there was a man standing beside the bed to whom appeared to look like my grandfather. Never met him. He died when I was young, but I've seen pictures of him. The image was staring at you, and you were pointing, and so I assume you were speaking with him, and it didn't last long for me. I had to get up and tend to your dad.
Yeah. So, do you know anything about Dad's Impala that sits down in the garage?
No, it was purchased before we met.
Well,
Be exciting to do the investigation and see what we can find and help validate any of those reports. All right, well, thanks for your time. Thanks for coming all the way up here.
You're welcome.
I think it's just because she's a beacon of activity, but we're gonna see what we can find. It is an old house, so see what we can get.
He hasn't really noticed any shadows per se, is what he told me, but he does remember an incident with your brother who was up in the bathroom taking a bath or something, and there was a radio in the bathroom, and he remembers that your brother was in there all by himself, and all of a sudden the radio that hadn't been on, the radio would turn on by itself. And I guess scared your brother quite a bit.
This will be my first investigation in a while, so I'm really excited. It's Kasie's dad's place, so I'm excited to be able to get back out in the field again and to progress in my spiritual abilities and to see what we can find today.
A fairly big house, has quite a few rooms in it though, so our house is pretty comparable, but our rooms are bigger. This house has a lot of smaller rooms in it, and there's some activity that has been there. I've been there myself. I could detect faint presence that kind of came and went, but didn't interact, at least with me at the time that I visited there.
He didn't know of anything in the history of the house. I tried to look up a little bit about it. I found where it was bought from, the estate sale. And the house was built in 1928, and there was an addition put on it in 1960. And he says he has the abstract to it.
So we're just going to establish some background and hard evidence, hopefully, that we can find on the scientific side.
First investigation for a while, I missed the last two investigation I think was the last two, and I don't know pretty much nothing about this case. The only thing I know is like they have a black lab. She's like 13 years old. That's the only thing I know. But in part that's good, because I'm fresh.
I'm hoping we catch something on film or anything, so I'm really excited.
Well, that's good information. Thanks for that. And some things that she wrote down as well, like, about your dreams, your sleeping, being affected in that house, and that's when it started, you think, and things like that. So get there, and we'll start trying to see if we can confirm some of this stuff. And
To me, every case is a learning case and will carry me on.
start loading up here after you. Thank you, team.
Normally what we do is we go into cases where we don't know a whole lot about what's going on. We know little basics here and there sometimes, but tonight is definitely going to be going in just cold, barely any information whatsoever. So I'm really excited about that, because then it can allow me that time and that personal experience to actually pick up on stuff that we haven't been told potentially.
We gonna be able, I think, to help the client. I hope that's nothing bad. And you know, looking forward to it.
So Casey, you wanted to show us the cemetery before we stopped at your dad's, correct?
Yeah, well, we still have sunlight.
It's the original Newtown Cemetery. It sits about a mile, maybe 2 miles outside of Avoca. It's the original cemetery for the town.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that then. Alright, so Casey, are you taking us to the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna murder you all.
Yeah, I knew it. Alright, Casey, where are we at?
The middle of nowhere!
Yeah.
It's right up here. You'll see a turn in on your left side, Rafi, that left side.
On top of this first hill?
No, like, yeah.
This hill.
This little hump.
Can I leave it here?
Yeah, I haven't heard of any activity. It's the original cemetery that Boy Scouts come and take care of.
When I walked up, I first glance went to that headstone right there, but I don't know. This one right here.
Okay. Definitely a nice old little cemetery. Thanks for showing us this thing. Alright, we're here. Hello.
Hello.
Eric, Paranormal Endeavors. How are you?
Alright, so of course you know me. I'm Eric, and Casey, of course. And this is Rafi. Yeah, this is our case manager, Mary.
Hi.
And field researcher, Jackie. So, alright, we'll just get right into it then before we do our setup. Just kind of talk about maybe general history of the place. You know, any experiences, the locations that they were at.
The house they was built in the 1920s, and then in 1960 they did an add-on to the house. They added to the north and the west. I got a touch ornament that turns them on and off, and it was up at top of the tree. And if you think it was a wind or something doing it, it would shut them off too, and not just turn them on.
Yeah, and one day when I was here, I was playing with it because I know semis come by on the highway around the house. But it took quite a bit of pushing to actually get it to, I mean, you grab it by the wire, it took a lot of force to push it into the tree and make the tree turn it on.
Yeah.
What else is out there?
Used to have a radio up in the bathroom upstairs, and it would come on by itself.
So a lot of electronics, a lot of,
Yeah,
okay.
that's mostly what I do. Didn't you have electronic things?
Yeah, I had a toy horse that would turn on in my closet, and then it wouldn't turn off, so I threw it away. Like, I'm not putting up with this. And then I just remember them having the TV in the basement and it turn on.
And there had been some visuals, didn't you say you thought
Yeah,
you seen
I saw
man
somebody
downstairs?
standing downstairs and I turned on the light and nobody was there.
Start unloading, getting it set up here, covering all the floors, and then we'll do the tour of the house once we get the stuff in here. So, alright, well thank you. We'll do that next then.
Okay.
Okay, so I kind of feel immune to being able to feel anything in this house spirit-wise because I live here, so it's, I don't know, I don't notice it as much.
The only thing that I really got so far would be down in the basement, and I got a very, not super heavy feeling, but it was kind of a little bit more difficult to breathe. So I'm not sure what that was about, but it was kind of a weird feeling. Like a little bit harder to breathe. Not by much, but I noticed it a little bit. To see if anything goes with what I was feeling downstairs in the basement.
What was the add-ons?
The add-on was this part of the kitchen from the wall, this little partition beam north is new part. Then the utility room, a bedroom, and the living room over there is all new in 1960.
Well, we're here in Avoca, Iowa at the Nevins household. We are getting ready to start our investigation. We just got it set up, done.
I got a little bit more training how to set the equipment, and I love the car. It's a beautiful car in the basement, and I hope we can help this family.
Pretty quick, actually, for the setup, which was nice, especially since some of the investigators are a little rusty. They haven't been on case for a while.
On the way here, I picked up on something that could come in useful for later. When we were in the car, I was just kind of sitting here, and then automatically, like, the image of this lady in this, like, early 1900s-ish kind of dress. It was like one of those long flowy with like the lace and everything, and that just kind of popped up into my mind. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out and seeing if that comes up anytime later on throughout the night.
So the first session is with Jackie and Mary. So this is mobile DVR audio. This is just Mary, Jackie, and Eric. First EVP session, ground floor, Avoca, and it is just before, I'm estimating just before 8 o'clock.
If there is anyone in this room with me, this device I have on the floor that has a light on it, I will show you. Just go near it and you'll see lights like that if you're near it. Started getting things in the living room.
I'll trade your spots, Jack, if you want. Okay. And then also video in this room because part of it is something behind me, so I just wanted you to check it out too.
I can feel your presence. Can you please confirm for me that you are in here? Can you confirm for me physically by the light that you are here?
Was that you? Are you breathing? Was that a breath?
Does he know that that you can light up the lights, please?
Was that you? Are you breathing? For audio, I'd heard just sounded like kind of a breath like that. I don't think it was Maddie. Hey Steve, are you in the living room? Okay. Did you hear any kind of a breath sound or make any kind of a breath noise?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
There's definitely like a heavy feeling coming from it.
We could move in there. Right away, we were getting pretty active on the obelisk. It was popping out words. A lot of them had similar references with them, which is something that we pay attention to. It wasn't just sporadic, random, non-connected words, but there's things like travel, highway, glance, down. Travel. That doesn't come very often, so that one's me. Yeah, we'll see.
Elizabeth, did you travel to Iowa from somewhere?
In the beginning, we got a few hits on the obelisk, and basically talked a lot about traveling.
Surroundings.
Highway. See, this is what we like on this thing, when it's consistent genres. And for those watching us right now, we're actually using names we're doing a scientific session, but we're actually using documented historical names from the abstract to see if possibly one of them is part of the energy that's still in this house.
Hey Elizabeth, did you travel on the highway to get to this town?
Right.
Down.
Did you come from up north then and you came down?
Before that it said glance, so it's glance down. So I don't know if that necessarily means in the basement, but we'll keep that documented.
Personally, I got chills. Felt like somebody was kind of grabbing my arm, like right here.
Some talk on the Oculus, but it quieted down pretty much as fast as it started.
I don't come to visit very often, especially not a visit like this. This is just to, this is kind of a special occasion. We were trying to focus completely just upon you. It just quieted down. The device didn't go off anymore. We didn't have really any kind of sporadic EMF hits. We were getting kind of a little bit of the nauseous feeling. We were also getting chills, stuff like that, but there wasn't a whole lot of activity with the equipment. Do you, when you said look down earlier when Mary was talking, do you want us to go to the basement, or is that where you primarily spend your time? Or if you passed away here, did you pass away in the basement?
I keep getting like the black sheep, like a black sheep of the family kind of deal. My name's Jackie, and at any point in time, if you want to come up and you can put your hand on me, you can lightly tug on clothing, or you can say anything. Earlier I was picking up on some pretty weird feelings. It was harder to breathe. Did something happen to you down in the basement? Like over where the car is?
Do you wish Kasie was around more? Do you wish she visited? 'Cause she doesn't come around this house very often like she used to. Is that a change for you? Did you kind of see her as one of your children too?
I was just getting that. She's like my daughter before you asked that question.
You grew accustomed to her, very fond of her. Is that the loving you're trying to get through on here? Is that the holiday messages you're trying to let us know as well? Are you trying to let us know of memories and things that have happened in the house?
Yes.
And remember, we got to try to.
I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. It just, yes, just came blurting out. Sorry.
So we have the pod and everything set up here in the bathroom, but we also have 2 other bedrooms up here too. So, all right, we'll start with, is there anybody in here with us? This is Kasie. I'm pretty normal. Should know who I am. This is Raffy. He's here to help me ask questions and see if there's anybody here with us. Mostly it was really quiet, really dead. We didn't have any K2 hits or anything. It was pretty quiet.
Are you a male or a female? I went with Kasie. We were in the bathroom for a while. It was pretty quiet. We asked many questions. And it was pretty quiet, so we moved to the bedroom.
So I have a voice recorder here on the floor with the red light. You talk into it, listen to it later and pick up what you're saying. So I've got a flashlight that you just twist the top and it'll turn on. So
You hear my stomach? I guess I'm hungry.
I think Raffy's hungry. Is there any kind of favorite food that you have?
Did you ever try pizza? It's really good.
It's pretty good. This is upstairs bathroom. We're putting the that's weird. Alright, we just got some K2 hits. Well, this is the upstairs bathroom. It is
8:28.
8:28.
Nothing on the equipment really, but you know, that nauseousness and then the chills. And, I mean, there's indication, slight evidence, traces of something, you know, but just not cooperating anymore.
And it was quiet. Then we changed places with Eric, Jackie, and Mary.
Kind of a hunch, but I think we'll trade places.
Okay.
So then we decided to trade off.
I started getting some K2 hits when you were leaving, but otherwise we hadn't really had any.
Yeah, what we had down here, really, this thing was crazy active when we first came in here.
Yeah.
And it was saying things that were along the same theme, which is something that we pay attention to on this, not just random. It didn't even say the D word, you know, like it commonly does.
Yeah.
It was saying, you know, like travel, highway, glance, down. That's when I was like, downstairs by the car, you know? And then, you know, Mary tries her hardest to not tap into the spiritual when we're doing the science.
I know, it's hard.
She let a few things slip out. She indicated that she thinks that whoever it is that's here misses you because you're not around here as much as you used to be. So that was our theory, to try to work on that and see, trade places. Have you guys do the session in here. You talk and see if you get any K2 or any kind of action.
When we got downstairs, it was decently quiet down there too, until the furnace kicked on. He's like, "What's that noise?" I'm like, "Oh, the house is heating up finally."
Alright, so if there's anybody in here with me, my name's Jackie. I've got a K2 in my hand, and what it is if you walk up, it's this device, it's got a green light on it. So if you walk up and you can touch it, you can walk by it, and it'll make the lights flash to another color. And when we were upstairs, we didn't really get anything.
Okay.
Step down. Step down.
Oh, thank you.
Told you.
Me and my klutz.
There just wasn't a whole lot of activity, and we had Mary join us, and just didn't seem like there was anything at all really that was going on when we were up there. It seemed more so downstairs. So before we leave, we'll try one more time. Do you want us to stay? Do you let us know? Preferably between either of these two devices here, or give us some noise that that we would know would be you. Or do you want us to go? Do you want us to leave?
If you want us to leave, will you please speak through this device I have in my hand?
We did hear a thud, which we'll have to go back and see if that can be debunked.
I don't know what that was, but yeah. Ask. Hey, Kasie? Hey, Kasie? Did you have a thump noise or make kind of a noise of any kind?
Yeah.
What was it?
I moved a table.
Oh, okay.
That might have been it.
It was, they moved a table. Okay. Debunk. We figured it out. I mean,
Do you like the car downstairs?
I think Rafi really likes the car that's downstairs.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We were getting some K2 hits around the chair, the rocking chair that's in the living room. There must be something over here. Oh, the lamp's over here. It's the chair. So that's the lamp. It's the flashlight. There's someone in the chair setting off the... I don't know what it is. Yeah, there's electrical down there. It's weird.
Get it close to the shore again.
Yeah, it's right here.
alright, Mary, I'll let you handle this. You guys have anything?
No, we got some K2 hits, but there must be something under the floor right here.
Yeah, 'cause Jackie had gotten hits here too.
Yeah, because there's something right about right here. Yeah, there's some stuff. Oh, no, it's
No, it's not there.
letting me. Yeah, right here, but it's not doing it now. But it was happening until you walked down here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we went upstairs, we had your same experience. There just wasn't a whole lot. Mary got really cold, but
Yeah, it's really cold
it's
upstairs.
cold upstairs.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was getting K2 hits right here, and I thought it might be something electrical, because it was pretty consistent, but now I'm not getting them. Once everybody else came back downstairs, we weren't getting those same K2 hits that we were for a little while, so we weren't sure what it was. We do.
Well, we had heard what we thought. You know, it was like it was a deep, but it might have been your table.
Might have, but I don't know. It could have been me too.
Which
I
one
knelt
was it?
down on the floor.
Recreate it. Which one was it?
I moved this table.
No, we wouldn't have heard that.
The only other thing was I knelt down on the floor. I don't know if I did it loudly or not. I just don't know. I don't know.
'Cause it did sound a little bit like a table moving, but not on carpet. It was
On the floor?
like on the floor. Not quite as severe as Edinburgh. It wasn't like that where everybody in the whole place heard it, but okay. Well, I'd say we could take a break.
Yeah, it's just kind of odd how it, like, since we came in here, I was asking the questions at first, you know, she's willing to talk, and now it's like nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like she used all her energy or something up already.
Well, and I don't know how well, but I get maybe routines. Somebody set in their ways. They have a habit, so they might have been in this room at that time traditionally, and then could have moved
Move somewhere else.
elsewhere. Or like a lot of older folks too could have went to bed early too. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where her bedroom would have been.
Sorry.
But once I think, you know, like traditionally, once we get in the spiritual, things could happen more. I mean, it's tradition, but all right. Well, take a break.
Now I'm looking forward to the second session.
It'd be nice to see what we get with the next DVP session.
And I'm excited for the next EVP sessions that we do and to see if anything else comes out.
Especially once we go downstairs, which nobody's been down there yet to investigate. So, Casey, you and I can be in here doing our session. So you three go out and start in the car.
Okay.
And then halfway through or so, probably have Mary come in with us just to see if any of the activity changes or anything happens. And also, Jackie, remember to make sure Rafi asks some questions too.
Oh, geez. Okay.
We were working together, was working with her on her ability to ask questions and kind of keep the flow going. But remember, you can slate it. That's your phone doing it.
Go, Eric. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done.
But you can, slate it.
Yeah, I will. Alright, so this is Kasie and Eric at Dad's house. And it is 10:49 p.m. on February 7th.
And also, this is Kasie and Eric in this room. In the distance, those Jackie, Raphael, and Mary.
It was pretty quiet. We didn't get any K2 hits.
Alright, so we're working with you on your EVP sessions because it's still a fairly new concept that you haven't gotten the best at just yet. You still think it feels kind of awkward and stuff, so, most people go through that phase.
I did get to work on my EVP session.
It's pretty easy on the scientific side. Easier than maybe on the spiritual, because if you're not open to gifts, or you don't have your gifts open yet, then you don't know maybe what to pinpoint on the spiritual side. So on the scientific, it's easier, because you can be broad. You can ask almost anything. We didn't have a whole lot. There was some chills that would come in, kind of like a faint presence.
And help us answer any questions if there is anybody in here with us.
Do you like Kasie? Not a whole lot in the scientific, wasn't hitting any of our instruments. Of course, at the time, we have the audio and evidence review, so maybe there's something there, of course. When you came down here, where did you think you seen the figure?
Right here.
Oh, so in this room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right as you walk down the stairs.
And did it dart one way or the other?
No.
Or was it just stationary and then your eyes adjusted and it wasn't there?
Yeah, it was stationary and then I flipped on the light.
Okay.
Me, Mary, and Raphael down over where the car is. It's in the little garage area.
Travel. It's going to travel again.
Alrighty, so my name is Jackie. If there's anybody in here with us, feel free to communicate. I've got a K2 in my hand. It's got this green light. Okay, that was weird. It started kind of going to the second one. At any point in time.
Highway.
What did it say?
Highway.
Jackie and Mary, and well, I think it was quiet.
It's a gorgeous car.
We like your car. Right over there, it started blinking a little bit.
Earlier when I was down here, I was getting kind of a heavy, nauseous little bit feeling to where it was harder to breathe. If whoever's down here, do you have anything to do with that?
If you're the owner of the car, I like your car, by the way. Nice, beautiful ride.
There was a lot of K2 hits when we were when Mary was asking questions. There was a lot of, she felt like something was touching her.
Okay, you're making me dizzy.
You're right.
I'm using it.
Raph, come get this.
Hmm?
Oh, it moved. I was getting hits.
Okay.
Light
On my
hits.
arm. All of a sudden, I could feel something around me, and she was holding the K2 around me, and it was lighting up.
No, but that was weird. It wasn't. It was just to the second dot, but it wasn't. It was
Yeah, it
still
was something.
like up right here.
Yeah.
You don't have any.
Oh, I don't have any.
Electricity going to your body.
Alright, I'm gonna go over to this side so see.
Okay. Really, I have that.
It's right by your
Yeah.
head.
I have that, and I am getting really lightheaded at the moment.
Oh. Wait.
Oh my god.
Did you feel that?
Yes, I felt that. I felt that. When you did that, I felt that. I felt like a hand coming down.
Like when I did it, I felt it vibrate.
Oh my god, I'm still.
What's going on with that?
know, I was like, no, say hi. You know, so.
There was a little bit more excitement in the garage for Mary's exciting moment of energy transfer, so.
Oh my god.
Okay, she said she felt this pressure on her head, and so I took the K2 and went up to the top of her head, and it automatically shot to like the orange color. And as it shot, she felt it and I felt it go through the K2. It was like this like pulse kind of that shot like from the top of her head into the K2, and I felt the K2 like vibrate kind of like a twitch. As soon as it hit the third, I felt it like vibrate in my hand.
And I felt it on my head.
That was weird because I've never felt something like that ever. Like in the years I've been doing this, I've never felt something like that. So that was really cool.
Seeing Mary get excited. And I hope I caught that on camera when the K2 went off.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Whoa. Jolt just came through the side of my body up through my head, and she actually felt it. You know, the K2 went ballistic, and she actually felt it too. I mean, I'm really excited about this experience. I mean,
And just to be sure, there's nothing.
nope. All I have is my stones. I have my necklace that's a stone, and I have those stones on me. No, when you did that, that was weird. I mean, you brought it up there, and all of a sudden, yeah, I felt that on my head. Oh my god.
You need to ground yourself.
Wow. Whoa.
I've never held the K2 in my hand and felt it like
I know, and as it was doing that, I felt the vibration come out of my
like
head.
it was right here.
Yeah, and I felt it come out of my head.
Yeah, like I could feel it was like a connection.
Whoa, that was cool.
Whatever that was.
It did sound like some excitement happened with the two ladies and Raphael in the garage with the car. So we'll have to see and watch that back.
I know I got Mary like, oh my god. And I got your reaction. That was the word.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, I got that.
Big.
it
Wow.
was like a straight energy thing there.
I know, it was like, because I felt, you had it above my head, and I felt the energy just zoom
Right up, and it like
right up. Whoa.
Should we let her and make her come in here with us? Kill her excitement.
Yeah, let's bring her in here.
Well, she seems to bring the activity.
We should be like, doesn't sound like there's anything going on in there. Did you want to come in here, Mary?
Yeah. Hey, Mary, it sounds pretty quiet in there.
Yeah.
I think Mary feel right now like when I was when they grabbed my ass.
Oh,
down there.
I remember that.
I was really excited.
you're like,
Oh, yeah.
I think they're playing with me. Felt somebody touch my ass.
Did you?
Yeah. Like I felt like somebody grabbed my ass.
He got his ass touched.
Yeah.
Aww. He looks around. Did you grab my ass?
no.
Go, no, I've been sitting here. It was someone grabbed my ass.
And it was nothing behind me.
Yeah.
That
it
was in the
wasn't.
barn.
Yeah, I
Whole
mean, that was
barn.
weird.
Yeah.
You can stay here if you want. You're on camera.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Are you staying here? Yeah. Oh, how come? You scared? was just here to get Mary, and then I had a question for Rafi.
We had something
We were hearing this.
Yeah, how I was feeling weird.
and stuff. So I was running this upper and it was going to like the second green.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was following her around. It wasn't doing anything. It didn't do anything on her back really. It was her arms. And then I went back around this way and did it, and it was doing the same thing. And then I went up to right here and it started getting harder.
And then she went all the way up.
All the way.
And as soon as she brought it all the way up on my head,
Mm-hmm.
I felt this surge of energy.
And I could feel it go into the
and she felt the surge of energy go into her hand.
Mm-hmm. Did the K2 match up to that too? Did it go to red?
It didn't go to red, but it went to the third or the fourth one, like the fourth dot.
Rafi, did you get that?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay.
And it was weird though, because it was like when I went up to her head, she felt it exactly when it went.
Yeah,
into
exactly
the K2,
when she
and
was
it, like shot this
right
weird,
up
like,
here.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this weird tingle slash like
Yeah.
vibration in the K2 that I've never felt before.
Okay.
Rafi, I was wondering, do you still have your headache from the camera flashing you earlier?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Why?
Did you when you came in here?
No.
No? Okay. I'm only wondering because we asked a question in there that was kind of curious. It wasn't enough on its own. But what we asked was, do you like Raphael's energy? And then I got suddenly, it was like a pressure headache kind of thing right here. And then it made me think of earlier what had happened with you.
Actually, I have it twice. When I was with you, and then it was you, right, Jackie? When I told you I got a headache.
Yeah.
I think it was in the first break.
Yeah.
I went with Eric and Kasie into the other room.
Continuing EVP sessions, Mary, Kasie, and Eric.
You can take a little bit of my energy to make this K2 go off, but no more. Only a little bit. And I said you can only use a little bit and then you have to stop. You can't use more than a little. And regardless, it decided to take a little bit more than a little. And as soon, it was like right after I'd said that and given permission that I felt this big wave, like just a body slam of just complete dizzy. Got a little dizzy.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dark blue. Noise to...
Yeah, it just kind of hit me a little bit.
Probably he likes you too. He liked Mary, probably he liked you too. So.
Alrighty, if that's you need to step away. You need to back off. Face one side of the car, and then I'd feel like he'd come up behind me, so I'd turn around real quick and face the other side, and trying to keep my eye on him.
Do you hear something in the back?
Yeah, a little bit.
That little noise?
Huh?
That noise?
Yeah, like a shuffle.
Yeah, I heard
Keep-
so.
Hearing it right over there.
Okay.
You hear it?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna go into the spiritual session here. Once we kind of regroup, get a breather, smoke them, I guess, if you got, you know.
We need smoke.
And
Yeah.
They are old.
oh, I thought you were giving me a pack of cigarettes. I'm like,
No.
I don't do that. I'm sorry. Thank you, but so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Now, thinking then, if you think this is the hot spot down in the basement, if we, I guess, want to say show of hands, do we want to come back down here and do the spiritual?
I would suggest down here.
I would suggest
and by the car.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're gonna go to the spiritual, so it'll be interesting to see what we get.
So it'll be interesting to see what we get as well when we go down and do more spiritual with downstairs by the car.
Yes, we're going to my favorite part of the investigation. We're going to the spiritual side.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the spiritual side.
This is DVR audio for the spiritual. This is the last session out by the old car, Avoca, Iowa. All of us are present, meaning Raphael, Eric, Kasie, Jackie, and Mary. And we're in here. This is the spiritual session, and it is 12:02. If you are here, if you're the one responsible for that energy transference, could you let us know that you're here still? Curious EMF that was coming off of, radiating off of the car itself, and then it wasn't there when we searched again. So that's kind of
something.
I think the main focus of all this is the car. I mean, we were getting that highway, and that's what I was saying earlier.
And then later, I actually got to sit in the car, which was a pretty cool experience.
Oh, I can't see Jackie anymore. She disappeared under layers of dirt.
If I like
It's really cool.
throw the door open.
Yeah, you're gonna hit me with it. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's what.
I did kind of pick up on him a little bit. There's a guy down there who, as I was sitting in the car, he was kind of just looking in, like, disgusted, kind of not exactly thrilled that I was sitting in the car.
Alright, so Jackie's sitting in the car now. Does that make you displeased? Do you not want her in there? We're just curious. I mean, we'll get her out of there. We don't mean any disrespect. We don't intentionally mean to. We just want to know. Alright, let me try this again real quick and see if I get any more. What was that noise? Alright, remember. Don't let it overwhelm you. Yeah, you're mad too.
Yeah. I'm very,
You're shaking.
yeah, I'm very uncomfortable with her sitting in it.
You're what?
She's uncomfortable. Continue to talk then. Tap. Don't let it overwhelm you to where we need to.
Felt like somebody was around the car for sure, walking around it, looking in it every so often, but that's about it.
Don't let it close down if you need to. Because this is what we need to work on, because we can't have you come overwhelmed to where...
I know, it's just...
I'm at a,
Pictures?
yeah, but no, I'm not feeling anything weird. I feel like something's over here though. Like outside the car on that side.
Okay. That's where Raffy kind of was. See if you can hear that man sound again.
Like I feel like it's almost kind of,
Like looking into the car?
yeah.
Watching you.
Here.
Yeah, like he's not so much mad per se, but he's just,
Like, what are you doing?
yeah, kind of looking to make sure I'm not doing anything bad to the car.
Eric was picking on up on some stuff, and so was Jackie.
I did do kind of what I call the human obelisk, where I just kind of focused on anything or energy, whether it be words or visions that come through, and just kind of announce them at the time. I was just going to say the first image I got was
Now I
asphalt.
got it all the way to red in a minute.
Nice.
The
I
K2.
just first thing I picked up on was asphalt too, which is kind of funny.
He was close.
No offense to the ladies in here. I thought the image came to me as women drivers, and then it got like a sick feeling, like like nauseous, like almost throw up kind of feeling. Is that you trying to indicate to us your thoughts on female drivers?
Are you saying I'm a bad driver?
Or are you indicating that in general women shouldn't drive, or are you indicating to us that women will not drive your car?
So it kind of feels like he's disgusted.
And even just the simple, like, I'm going to take your car for a stroll, like if you were to say that right now, would be a form of provocation.
It went decently well, and it'll be interesting to see what we get on evidence.
I'm really excited for when the team reviews the evidence.
And I think we will wrap it up and leave your car alone. We'll get Jackie out of there. And we will leave you alone and leave your space. Appreciate the time with you. Take our leave.
We're wrapping up the case right now. Just funny how things just kind of switch gears. I mean, no pun intended with the car. Interesting. I'm really excited to see how all this turns out.
You know, the thing that reminds me of the very famous and notorious haunted car, but it was 10 times more severe. James Dean.
Oh. Yes.
that car because it had so much misfortune and people. I mean, it.
Dad would be interested. Probably should be interested in what we find.
Very good case. I was very pleased with how everything went.
Looking forward to see what we got. Reviewing the evidence, see what we got.
Well, we just wrapped up. We did our teardown amazingly quick, actually. We did that teardown pretty quick. So we did have some things happen.
She even felt it through the K2 meter through her arm.
Oh.
Like
Yeah,
when I
right
ran
through.
it right here, it
Yeah.
felt like
It
a
just-
complete, like a
yeah,
straight
it went-
right there.
Straight up.
Yeah, we heard it getting louder, and then we were like, what's going on? Obviously,
Yeah.
more activity than in the family room.
Yeah, and so that was interesting. I want to see that on camera. I
I'm
do.
hoping Rappy died.
Yeah.
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 It's like those cases that we have where it's remodeling of the house and it stirs up activity.
Yeah.
Well, he still views that as his baby and he wants it taken care of. And again, we'll go over our evidence and see what helps support those, what we're getting on the spiritual, and be back. 30-45 days is a general turnaround time on that, but
Okay.
I mean, I know you're not like demanding that we get back as soon as possible, but we will.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
any questions for us?
Not really. I think you explained everything pretty good as you went along.
Okay.
Glad you came out.
Well, man, thanks for having us. Lee, thanks again.
You're
Get
welcome.
some rest.
Thank you.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you all.
Yeah, perfect. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having us back. We went over all the evidence, and has there been anything really that's happened since we've been?
No, I haven't noticed anything.
Okay.
Haven't seen a lot of stuff lately, and
Basically, pod 1, which was up here, nothing. Nothing was caught from that one.
you said it was pretty low activity, so that sort of follows in what I was thinking.
Possible EVPs or electronic voice phenomenon.
About 32 minutes into the fourth segment.
This
And
one's
it's,
an actual. This one was one of the more impressive EVPs.
Yeah.
Right. There was nothing menace or any type of spirit like that.
This is the only one that came from the upstairs bathroom, and it was just a voice that was kind of out of place because we were all quiet.
I was glad you guys come along,
But it wasn't quite enough that we can make out words. But it was one of the loudest.
and yeah.
That wasn't that.
That was the
This
that
was
the
dust. We
Yeah.
kept that in there as something to compare it to. So anyway, so that's our evidence findings.
Sort of eased my mind about it.
All right, so here you go.
Yeah.
And thanks
Well,
again.
Yeah, thanks for coming and
Mm-hmm.
seeing what you could find.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your dad, but shake his
hi.
hand.
Yeah, findings you found some activity here that thought there was something going on. Sure, I'm not going insane when things happen around here.
Okay, so we have a few cases in that Mary has been with us as helping out as case manager, and there's a few things that I noticed and kept track of that we needed to review and freshen up on. This is just some brush up on case manager material, and then also working on a little bit of trying to close down or control your spiritual, like psychic eye, basically.
You know, learning a little bit more about more of the cases and questions to ask.
History of the property. This is a big chunk of it. So do you have the abstract history of that document that's worth so much? And when it was built, any known deaths on the property?
I feel like I've learned a lot today.
Any light anomalies, orbs, or light rods. These ones can be actually, in this question, it's more so for, have you seen them with your naked eye?
Mm-hmm.
This following question is more so, have you captured them in photos, recordings? Any strange UFO activity, because some paranormal activity also has a linkage to strange UFO activity.
Oh, really?
A couple investigations, Mary would get overpowered by something at an investigation and sometimes would start actually tearing up. So we needed to work on those things because it's really not good for us. It's good to know yourself. Can't just rely on me or Kelly or Kim, like protection and that kind of stuff. You can't just rely on, oh, I'm gonna go, I'm with Eric, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you need to learn your own stuff.
And also about how to shut down more, so I'm not so emotional.
You can't be on everywhere you go. It's like, it doesn't work.
Yeah, this training was very helpful today because Kim and I do work together as case managers, and it's nice to be able to, like, if she's doing a case and she has to back out, that I could go ahead and take over for her. I'm so worried, oh my God, I'm gonna get kicked off the team, and that'll be devastating.
You need to be as sharp and polished as possible.
I want to learn as much as I can, and I feel like I'm just coming in, even though, I mean, I've been, interested in it for, years, but I just feel like I'm really coming into my own on it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to screw it up and do something wrong.
Yeah. Overall, though, the training today, I think, proved to be useful, and there'll probably be some more along the way that we'll actually have Kim with us for as well.
I'm just very thankful to the team for it all.